has been a mistake of identity. And being the divine Atman, having forgotten our identity, we are looking upon ourselves as the body. This has completely changed our perspective. Now supposing a driver in a Mercedes starts thinking of himself to be the Mercedes. Each time he feels hungry, he will put gas into the car. Each time he feels discomfort, he'll take the car to the mechanic. That will not solve his problems. This is the kind of confusion that is existing in our minds. The happiness that we want is the divine happiness of the soul, and what we are providing to the soul. In our endeavors, daily efforts, is the happiness of the world given to it through the senses of the body. And no matter how much we endeavor, the soul from within cries, "This is not my happiness." But I'm making you see that NBA finals, are you not happy? The soul says, "Not really. For a moment, but after that it's the same." But now we are going to Disney World. This is so great happiness. The soul says, "I'm still not contented." The Vedas tell us that the kind of happiness that will classify as spiritual happiness must possess these characteristics. Number one, it must be infinite in extent. If it is finite, it doesn't have the ability to make you contented. Let us say you experience the happiness of becoming a millionaire. Are you happy? Yes. Look at the billionaire. Oh, the moment the millionaire looks at the billionaire, again the discontent starts. The Vedas understand this psychology, and they say your soul is not looking for a finite happiness, but an infinite bliss. And infinite is God Himself. So your soul is looking for the bliss of God. Plus there must be a second trait to it. That bliss must continue. It must remain. If it comes and goes, it doesn't solve your purpose. Somebody says, "Yesterday we went to this hotel and we had a great time at a great dance, etc." Really? You enjoyed yourself? Oh, so much. What happened today? Today my car broke down and my television was also not working. Something wrong with that cable operator, and I was just getting bored. The air conditioner also conked out. I was feeling hot. So the happiness of yesterday went off today. So it did. That is not the kind of happiness which your soul is looking for, which can satisfy you. The happiness you internally want must be Sat, Chit, Anand. It must be eternal. Having once got it, it should always remain. It must be infinite, and material misery should not overcome it. Emerson, the great American writer, thinker, poet, philosopher from New England. I have seen his house in Boston. Ralph Waldo Emerson, he said, "Every sweet has its sour, but spiritual bliss is beyond it. The sweetness of it cannot be tainted by the least tinge of material misery." That kind of spiritual bliss, infinite in extent, is what we have been yearning for since innumerable lifetimes. However, our search has persisted in the wrong direction. Because of a confused identity, we think of ourselves to be the body and we run after the pleasures of the body. So why has this confusion taken place? In our discussion so far, we have reached this point that the soul, the spirit, the Atman is the real self. However, in a state of confused identity, we are thinking of ourselves to be the body. Why did this confusion come about? What is the reason for this? The answer is given by the sage Vyasa. In the 37th verse of the 2nd chapter of the 11th canto of the Bhagavatam, amongst other places, he says, Bhayam dvitiya bhiniveshatasya dishadape tasya viparyayo smriti tanmayayato buddha abhare tam bhaktyayikayesham gurudevatatma. He says that our source, of whom we are all tiny parts, that Supreme Almighty, the ultimate entity, is all knowledge, all bliss, all illuminating. He is like the light. Now, we souls have turned our backs towards Him. Supposing this is God and this is the soul. The soul is in this position, with its back towards the light. Supposing I turn my back to the light, what I have in front of me is my shadow, the darkness. So Vyasa says that because those of us who have turned our backs, not all the souls, those of us who have turned our backs towards God, we've been covered by this darkness of material nature. Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parastat. That is the reason why we are in this world. People often ask that there is so much of suffering we see around. Why did we come into this world? What are we doing out here? This question particularly arises in students because they are in such a stage in life where they are deciding their goals. Why did we come here? Once I was giving lectures in one city. One student used to attend and he requested, Swamiji, the next city you go to, can I stay with you? I will help you out, volunteering work, and I will also hear you. It's my summer break. I said, most welcome. We are passing around a guest book, so if you fill in your details, we'll send you information about all the website, the YouTube videos, the Facebook page, the Twitter page, how you can network with us, and we'll keep you informed about all future programs. So please do fill it in and then pass it around. So he requested to stay with me in the next city. I said, most welcome. After the program got over one day, we had gone for a walk. He asked me the same question. Why did we come here? Not to Middletown, but why did we come into this world? I was wondering how to answer him. This question, this incident took place in India. There was a cinema hall in front and the night show had begun. I asked him, "Do you have money for tickets?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Please purchase 2 tickets." He said, "For whom?" I said, "For you and for me." He said, "Do Swamijis also see movies?" I said, "They are obliged to in the in-house entertainment of the aeroplanes, but nevertheless, let's see one today with you as well." So he got the tickets and we walked into the hall with these tickets. It was pitch dark. There was an usherer with a thin beam torch. He inspected the tickets and with the beam of his torch he indicated, "Walk down the stairs." We went down. There was another person with a thin beam torch. He looked at it and with the beam he indicated, "Go and sit on those seats." So we went and sat down. Now the picture had already begun. So there was a plot unfolding on that screen. There was a hero, a heroine, a villain, sometimes an aeroplane, a car, policemen, villains, all kinds of action were going on. So the student, he got immediately engrossed in the plot and totally absorbed in what was happening on that screen. I permitted 15 minutes to go by. Then I said, "Hey." He said, "Shh." I said, "Listen." He said, "Don't disturb." I caught his hand and gave him a tug. "Oh, Swamiji." Now he remembered. I asked him, "Why did we come here?" He was the same boy who had asked me 15 minutes ago, "Why did we come here into this world?" Now I turned it around to him. "Why did we come into the cinema hall?" He was too confused to think of any answer. I said, "Never mind, let's get out. Now I can explain the answer to your question." When we went out, I said, "Listen, in that cinema hall, you had forgotten who you are, why you have come here, what is your purpose, who is sitting with you." All these things faded off. And the light that was coming from the bulb, passing through the celluloid, picking up different colors and falling onto the screen, you had accepted that as the reality. In other words, you were separated from the reality in a dream world. And why did this illusion get created? Because of the darkness that existed in the cinema hall. If the manager had come and put on the main switch, everybody would have come back from their reverie. "Where are my slippers? I hope the keys have not fallen off. Let me be the first one to reach the scooter stand," etc. In other words, the illusion was possible in darkness. And in light, the illusion is dispelled. Similarly, we have turned our backs to God, who is like that source of light. So this material energy, which is like the darkness, has covered us. And because of this material energy covering us, we have forgotten our identity as the source.